So to begin with, I'll just give you the flavor. At least you just have to write 30 lines or 40 lines to get started with Java. That is the first problem with you have to pull the dependency and you have to get the job run. Can you see the my screen over here, right? I'll
Yes,
just maybe maximize it for a while. Hope you are able to see it, right?
yes, yes.
So this is for the connection establishment, and this is for how you retrieve the document from the system back from the user. So the writing the query and the syntax itself becomes much harder in other programming language. Like people who have experience in Java for quite a while, they might feel okay to work with these kind of system, but nonetheless, like the general audience, like who have the basic and the very rudimentary knowledge on Java, jumping into it, you have to understand a lot of jargon. So you just have to understand what is they are trying to say here, the pre-built transfer client. It becomes very difficult to the syntax itself is very difficult, right? In case of Python, we just you try to use the object called es Elasticsearch. That's all we do here. But here you just have to pre-build the client, and you have to make sure that you pass in the Elasticsearch username and password in a right manner. It becomes much complicated than we think. That's the reason why we chose Python. Hope you understood, right?
Yeah, I got it. So one more thing is,
Yeah.
so in real time, I mean, like, so
Mm-hmm.
do we use like any of these languages to work on this Elasticsearch?
Mm-hmm. So, like real time, it all depends on two important things. It all depends on the company programming language, what they use it often. The generally company having something called the Java shop, people will try everything on the Java level. That is for obvious, right? People who have already experience in Java, then people would obviously start writing the they have the other design thinking in Java level. So they start implementing and interacting with Elasticsearch using the Java programming language. At times, what happens is they just leave the option to the developer. You can write in any language of your choice. You get me a job done. So this is the classical or general methodology I have seen in most of the companies. Either you write in Java or you write in programming language of your choice, and you get me job done. It's all the company policy. It's not up to us. Even the site, if you charge the company policy on the first level, what programming to be choose and be written. And sometimes the few product-based companies they will offer like you get the job done. I don't care what programming language you implement. Nonetheless, you deliver the application to us. That's all they request from your side. It's all the company organization policy, But generally, if you want to have like a highly scalable system, apps, people would use only the Java counterpart, not the Python. I don't see any people for scalability or they work with a very large amount of data that they're using Python. Only they use the what is it called Java version.
One more thing is, so do we have like, I mean, like for this Elasticsearch, any developing and admin kind of thing?
Sorry, come again on what is it exactly you're looking
In this
for?
Elasticsearch, so we have
Uh-huh.
any like separate roles like Elasticsearch developer, admin, or something?
You meant to ask the certification level, or you meant to ask on the roles level, right? You are asking on the roles level.
Yes, roles level.
Yeah, there are a lot of options. If you just go and hop in and just say Elasticsearch developer and administrator, there are a lot of roles. But again, there's a catch. If you want to be an administrator or those kind of administrator and managing instance, you may have to take up the other server instance managing also in the company. Generally what happens is like people who are managing the existing servers in the company would be managing the same Elasticsearch. That's the general practice they follow, because if you go on the server level managing, it's all the fundamental remains the same. If you want to manage the server, you be a Spark administrator, you may also have to do the Elasticsearch. It's all at the end of the day it might look something very similar to each other, but developer is something very different. If you are looking for Spark developer and if you ask a Spark developer to do something on Elasticsearch developer, it's entirely a different ball game. Why? Because all your design thinking and how you think of the how you are indexing data, everything differs, right? So developer, they are like exactly there are like a precise job roles and responsibility, but administrator, it's all the roles will interlap with each other with other applications too. You might be SQL administrator, you may also have to do with the Elastic. That's what I see in the past. People are the SQL administrator for 8 to 6 years. The organization decides to use Elasticsearch, they just pick up the course and just start learning the ELK stack altogether. That is what I have seen in my experience. The administrator part, developer part is like a very niche thing. If you are Elastic developer, you will be developing only the Elasticsearch. But nonetheless, the life cycle or the time of development for the Elasticsearch is like maybe 1 or 2 year. At time it will go to the support cycle. That is the maximum you might get in the development role on the Elasticsearch. It's always the complementary skill you gain on the system. With the complementary skill, you start adding more and more use cases to your day-to-day job. So it becomes like a complete system at the end of the day.
Yes, sir, I got it.
Clear, right?
Yeah, clear.
Perfect. Let me open today's program. So you're comfortable in the Python syntax now, right? So what are the basic construct and you understand all the part now, right? You have any questions on that?
Yes, sir. So I have one more question. So how can I link that Elasticsearch into this Python, Hari?
You meant to link or you just have to establish the API call? What is it your
Yes, I
link?
mean like
What is it you are trying?
I need to export. So you imported that files, right? That Elasticsearch files.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You
So
want
how
to
do I do
say
that?
export? Come again on that, Vinod. Sorry.
So now here you are importing that Elasticsearch files, right? That library, the
Yes,
library.
correct. Yeah,
So I mean like how can I import from my machine?
good question. So you have you installed the pip package manager in your machine, Vinod?
Sorry, Hari. Come again.
Python package installer. Have you installed that dependency in your machine?
Yes.
Type pip pip install space install pip Elasticsearch space Elasticsearch. Yeah, and give enter. Yeah, done. So after this, once it's done, I'll show you how to get the same stuff in the PyCharm, because PyCharm generally operates on two level. One is you can use the system level dependency, or you can do a project level dependency. We'll try to see what is the dependency level is being set in your PyCharm. Can you please open your PyCharm window? You know,
Yeah. Yep.
Great. Maybe what is it called? Minimize the bottom window. Try to paste some sample program what I gave you earlier into this tab. Yeah, perfect. In instead of basic program, can you paste some program which I've shared with you earlier, Vinod?
Hari.
I've shared you some program right with you. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Did I share any Python program with you, Vinod?
So program, no hurry, no program. So I will just only this
Okay.
basic.
Let me do one thing. I'll be sending like a couple of program to you. Let's try to execute in that in your machine and let's try to see. Anyways, I have to send you the Python script. Maybe I'll just mail you the entire scripts what we're gonna see today, along with the scripts what we discussed on the last week. Just give me a second. Let me just open the where is it file location. Give on the option called show in folders. Yeah. Now copy that file and place it in your PyCharm. Yeah, perfect. Now this doesn't work in this way. close the index.py, place it in your left hand side part counterpart, because it doesn't copy your from that location. It just opens that given file. That's all it does for you. You just have to say right click copy here. Just give a right click copy, don't try
Oh,
to maybe it might will confuse you. Just say copy, go back on this, and where is it? The basic program is there, right? Scratch is. I think you should paste it on the ES folder. On the top, you have the ES folder, right? Those should not paste on the phone. Yeah, right click, paste. Yeah, you should minimize the external libraries and the scratches and consoles. You know,
okay.
both you should not use it generally. Scratches and consoles you have, right? Also minimize that. So you should always place your program on the parent level, or you should create the package one. So coming to the right hand side window, now you see the red color underlined, right? So it says that your package won't be imported. Can you hover near that Elasticsearch? Can you hover near that point? It just gets you the red mark saying that it's not be done. So let's try to install that dependency in the PyCharm level. So to do that, click on the file on the top left. Just click on the settings. Click on the build execution and deployment. Python, click on the debugger, the above option. Click on the parent link. Click on the build execution and deployment once. It will try to maximize that. And now click on the debugger option itself. Don't, yeah, okay, that is not there. Okay, can you click on the project hyphen colon es? Can you click on that? Maximize it now. Project interpreter. Okay, perfect. Now it is asking you the package. Now it's loading it. Let's give a second. Now do you see the plus symbol over on your right hand side, right?
Yes.
Click on that. Now type Elasticsearch. Yeah. Now click on that and say install package. Click on that. It will be on the bottom on your side. You will see the install package. Can you see the bottom left? I think it's done. I guess, Vinod. Can you close this window?
Here I think still it is spinning. I think maybe this is in progress
Yeah.
or no.
Yeah. It's fine. Let's wait for a second. A few seconds. I think it's done. Yeah. Now we can close the window. See now the red underline actually went off. Can you right click and run this program now? Right click on this area and run. Click on run index dot. Yeah, please. Is it your Elasticsearch started in your machine, Vinod?
Which one, Hari? Oh no, no,
Elasticsearch.
Elasticsearch. No,
Without
no.
Elasticsearch, this program won't get run. See, you got the exception, right?
Oh,
See,
okay.
it says that connection exception. If you have to start Elasticsearch before that. Can you start Elasticsearch in your machine?
Yeah, sure.
Is your machine running out of low memory, Vinod? It's taking very long time to get start.
But it is like you're talking about RAM?
Yeah, yes. Is it very low?
Don't think so. I don't have any files.
But makes your it takes. I think started. Okay.
So usually how much time to take? I mean, like usually how much time it takes to run?
It should take less than 10 seconds to get start, at least to get the console window. But for you, it's even took like 30 seconds to get come to that window. It all depends on number of processes your machine is currently running, Vinod. Can you open your task manager? You will have a look of it. If you open the task manager, you will get the complete idea like how much CPU and RAM is being utilized.
And right now I open like a YouTube and some other things.
Click on the performance tab. Yeah, your CPU is fully throttled up. That's the reason. Your CPU is fully utilized. You see that, right? That's why
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
taking too much time to get started. Your memory is okay, manageable. Disk is also fine. Your CPU is fully gone, fully utilized by other application. The Chrome is another major killer. If you go and click on a process, you will be able to see what is the process been consuming a lot too much of CPU. See, a command prompt like just 24%, and other part small thing is being utilized. The Edge browser and all other stuff starts to use Adobe.
Yeah, right now actually there are many things open. So
Yeah.
I think it started, right?
I think it started.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
to verify it, like you can go to your browser of your choice and type localhost 9200. That should give you the whether it's started or not properly.
Yeah, yeah. That's one again.
Yeah, it started. Now run your Python program now. You should now get executed without much problem. Yeah, it got executed successfully. Now we are good to go. So to verify whether the session 03 is created, can you go back to the Chrome browser where you type localhost 9200 and type the following on the top address bar. After the 9200, put a forward slash underscore cat slash indices. Yeah. Now run this one. Run this one. Now DU3 session 03 is created, right? Do you see the difference here on the second option?
Yeah,
So now we are able to interact the system. Now you're clear, right? How to interact with Python and the Elasticsearch. You're clear right now.
yeah. Hari, it's clear now.
Now let's see a little bigger program on this today's class because that is a program we'll just get started and going. Now can you see the lines of the atom editor, right? Are you able to see the Python program now?
Yes, Hari.
Great. So the first line I am trying to import the Elasticsearch into my Python program, and next is I'm just creating the connection object here. Connection object or the line which I'm just saying to connect with the Elasticsearch. This is I am just making a request to Elasticsearch to make my Python program and the Elasticsearch to be glued together. There's some connection endpoint over here. That's what is on the line number 3. And next line number 5 to 7, I'm just importing the other required necessary modules for the Python, because import CSV is for reading the CSV package, CSV file into the Python program, and timer function is for to record the time. So in the bottom, I would have written a line to measure the time taken to perform a certain action. That is what you see on the line number 7. That's for the like a simple timer function. In Java, you have right Java.util.time time package. It's much similar to that. Nothing much difference. And line number 9 to 15 are the variable assignments. So I've just declared few variables here like host, port, index, type, and so on. You have the list of variables here. I'm trying to what is it called? Assign to that respective variable here. That's what I have done here. Clear right till this point?
Yeah. So what is the index type and all, Hari? What is the
I
type?
explained to you on the last class, right? You forgot on that part, the index type and the index name you are aware of, right?
Yeah. So
Index
just you are
type I
specifying
said,
the name.
right? It is much similar to the table name in the database. You have a table which is now you call as an index, and within the index you have like several types. Like I'd like to introduce a small story here. Like before version 5.x or in the version 5.x, in a given index you can have like multiple types. Okay, for a given index, let's say you have an index called employee. Within the employee you can have like multiple type, like we have the database and table. So later what the main intention is not to have the real effect of table. People started to misuse the what is it called, the table what is the type concept. So what they did from version 7.x is the completely said is no more, you can have only one type per table. Clear?
Yeah.
So one type for the index, not the table, one type per index. So in later version, they are going to completely remove the concept of type from Elasticsearch. They are going to completely remove. You just try to see only the index, and there won't be any what is it called, type won't be there in the upcoming version from 8.x. That is what happening in the recent versions of Elasticsearch. Clear right till this point?
Yeah, Hari. It's clear.
Yeah, so this is I'm just program which can run with the older versions too. That's why I added the type. In older version, the type will be requested by the system. But what happened in the later part is can you see here, right? I just commented out the type in the bottom line. So it was no longer required. I completely stripped off this part. That's the whole idea.
Got it.
Hello,
Got it.
got it right? So you're clear to this point, right? From line number 1 to 15. Any questions?
Yeah, it's clear, Hari.
Okay. I'm just trying to show my list of functions in the program. So you got to see like there are like one, two, three, four, five. There are like five functions or method in my Python program, which is one is for reading the CSV, and another function is for printing the file, and next function is doing the sequential indexing, and line number 47 where you have the bulk indexing and the helper for bulk indexing, which is on the line number 17. So now we have five functions. Let's try to understand what these five functions are trying to do for you. So line number 74, what happens is here I'm just trying to call the read CSV function. So now my intention is to open the train.csv. I'll just open and show you the train.csv method over here. ELK dataset. Can you see this file over here?
Yes.
So this is the file describing the Titanic, what is it called, accident. You might have seen the Titanic movie, right?
Yeah.
In the Titanic movie, we know that the ship has been traveling from England to some other different place, and it got broken due to the ice break. So this file contains a list of people who have onboarded that ship, and it also contains whether the people have survived the accident or not. So it has like multiple columns like passenger ID, survive, P class, name, gender, age, etc. You have all the details over here. Now, if you can you see this? It contains like 891 lines. Do you see here, right?
Yep.
Now, my goal is to index this train.csv into the Elasticsearch. That is my real intention here. Clear?
Yeah, Hari.
So if you're going to do such operation in Elasticsearch, what is the strategy you would follow generally, Vinod, if you want to do something like this?
So first we have to import this file. I mean, like we have to import this file.
Okay, then after importing, what you will do next?
Then we'll search for that. We'll search for that indices. So I mean, like in which table and these records are there in which indices.
Okay, next you have initialized the index name and other stuff. You have read the file from the file system is done. You will initialize the settings for Elasticsearch. Then next step.
So next step is like just reading. I mean, so
Okay. Okay, you are right. First, you will try to call the respective PDF, the CSV location from the file system. Then you will initialize the what is it called, Elasticsearch settings. And next, third step, what you mentioned is just indexing or parsing it. The exact word what I'm just looking was the word called parsing. You will read line by line. After the reading the file line by line, you will try to index the data into Elasticsearch. Do you agree with me?
yes.
Okay, we are also going to do the same operation here. The first step is reading the CSV file. So you see the file path here, right? This is the file path in my machine. I've just described this location. So this is where my train.csv looks. This is the variable here. I'm just passing this variable to the read CSV function. Let me open the read CSV function. Can you see my read CSV function over here?
Yes.
On the first line, I'm just using the open method in my Python program to open the CSV file here. So it gets stored in the file object. After that, I'm using the CSV library here, which helps me to pass the CSV content into the object called reader. Do you see here, right? I've just passed the delimiter as the comma. If you have something called tab separated or pipe separated, you can also provide the same details over here. Clear?
So what does that comma mean, sorry?
Comma is the CSV. What is the full form of CSV, right? It's something called comma separated value.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I want to read a comma separated value file, what is the delimiter? I'm just marking it over here. The delimiter, what I said is comma. And sometimes it is not only it is not mandatory that you have to put comma in your for a CSV file. You can have a tab separated file that is called TSV. You can have a pipe separated file. There are like the separation is our choice. We can have like a different separation generally. So here generally I'm just marking it as a comma to just mention as a CSV file. Clear, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm just passing to the reader object. After that, I'm just calling this function called maybe I'll just comment out this function. I'll just use this function. I'll explain you once. That's easy. Same read CSV. Then I'm just calling this method called sequential indexing. Now let me expand the CSV sequential indexing. Now do you see the sequential indexing function here, right?
Yeah.
In this line, I've just used the for loop over here. On the line number 29, I just initially saying for line in file object. So file object I have written from my previous method called read CSV. After that, now I have like 891 records, right? So I have like 891 records in my what is it called in the CSV. I'm trying to parse this 891 lines one by one. So the first when the loop gets run on the first iteration, and the line will be processed one by one. Clear?
Yeah.
After that, I'm just initializing this dictionary. You remember, right? I just said the JSON dictionary in Python. You hope you remember, right? If I
Yes.
want to have something called name or Vinod, we just saw some example in Python, right? That is what I did here. Instead, the value part you see, right? Instead of hard coding here, I'm just passing it for every line what I'm just encountering in my iterator value. I'm just passing the respective column name, line dot far, line dot name, line dot embark. So the if you carefully observe here, the column name also would be much similar. I'm just going to the column name now. Do you see the column name over here? The name passenger P class. If you observe here, it's all the same. So for each and every line, instead of accessing the CSV cells by the index position, I'm accessing by the column name. That is the benefit of the CSV reader. Clear?
Yeah, Hari.
After that, I'm just calling the same function what we use for ES index. You saw right the ES or index same function, and instead of this part, I'm just passing this whole content over here. Clear? Hello?
Yeah, Hari.
Clear, right? Any question till this point?
No.
After that, I have just call for each and every line. I'm just calling this method to get the job done. Once it's done, let's try to execute this program and see what is the time it takes to run this program. Let me start the Elasticsearch. You asked me, right, how long it take generally to get start Elasticsearch. You see the difference now?
Yeah, right.
My machine got started just like that without much problem here. Now I'm gonna execute this program by command line. Either you can use a Python or you can use the command line to do it. I'm just calling my program Python 3. I'm just using the bulk indexing.py. That is my function name. I'm running this program. Do you see the time taken here, right?
Yeah.
It says that it took like okay, I didn't save this file, I guess. Okay. Now it is processing each and every line present in the CSV document. Let's see how long it takes to complete.
To read all line 35 rows, right?
Yeah, all the 891 lines, and it has to index the line one by one. So it approximately took like 16 seconds. Do you see, right? I've added the timer function also here. Do you see, right? I've started the time here. I've made the time here. I just made the difference of start and end. Can you see the line number here, right?
Yep.
It says that it approximately took like 16 seconds to get the job done. And now let's see the other way around, the bulk indexing. Till now we just saw the traditional sequential indexing. Let me just invoke the bulk indexing for you. Read CSV method remains the same. I'm just calling the compose method, compose document. Can you see this line?
Yes.
Can you find the difference between the earlier method and the current method what I'm showing here? You are able to understand this program snippet, right?
Yeah, Hari. Yeah, I am figuring it out.
Okay. So if you carefully observe the sequential indexing and this program, I'll try to minimize a little bit. Do you see the line number? I'm not calling the es.index now and then. Do you see the difference here, right?
So for the which one for the compose documents?
Yes. See, in
Yeah.
sequential indexing for I'm just iterating through the same for loop. In compose document also I'm iterating through the same for loop. Likewise, I'm adding all the variable to data variable. Now I'm just adding to the action variable. Just the variable name, nothing much. So all the part inside this part also remains the same. Do you see here, right? Nothing changes over here also. You agree with me?
Yeah, that data is same. Yes.
Yeah, and what if you carefully see here, I'm just calling the es.index method, which will index a document one by one. But you don't get to see any es.index method here, right? Do you agree with me? Instead of that, have a method called actions. Actions is the empty array. Do you see the empty array over here, right?
Yeah.
In that empty array, I'm just keep on appending this operation over here. I'm just keep on appending the operation over here. And once the operation is done, I'm calling the bulk index. The bulk index, what will do is es dot just have the es object, the connection object. I'm just sending the array. So whatever array I have parked it earlier, I'm just passing this array object over here. Do you see the line over here, right? I'm just calling it. Clear?
Yeah, Hari. So by using this actions method, we are doing this one, right? Only difference
Yeah.
is like action method.
This is not a method. So action is a array variable. I'm just appending to the array.
Yeah,
I'm just using the bulk index helper.bulk index. You see the method name over here, right? With the help of that helper.bulk, I'm trying to index the data into Elasticsearch as a single shot. Earlier, I used to have like for each and every line I had the es.index, but here I'm trying to index the data at a single shot. Clear?
yeah, clear. So now with this one, I mean like timing is gonna take, I mean less time.
Yes. Let's see how long it takes. Let's see by practical. Now for earlier program it took like 16 seconds. Now for the current program, let's see how long it takes. Do you see the time it takes to run this program?
Yeah,
It just took like 0.14 second. It's not even like zero point 0.5 second. Now do you see the difference, right? It's not the program implementation to process like 891 record. It's the way you approach the problem. So earlier what we are doing is we were reading the line one by one and we were calling the Elasticsearch to index our document into the system. But now we are just reading all the line at a single extent. I have read all the content from my CSV content, and I'm just calling the Elasticsearch only once. And after calling that, I'm just saying you index all the data into Elasticsearch and you get the job done. So it's like you might have heard in the database, right? Don't open too many connections into the system; it will create a bottleneck. Have you heard this stanza from the database developer or the administrator?
uh, to be honest, no hurry.
Too many connections or too many requests. Have you heard this word? Not.
Yeah, this thing I heard, yes.
Yeah, because if you opt to too many connection or too many requests, what will happen is the internally what happens in the database level is each and every request it has to create a new process number or process ID. So it will create a new thread for each and every request. So because I have to give a isolation, right? Your request and my request should not be confused. That's what happened, right? If I'm requesting my mark detail should not come to you. That should happen, right? If it comes to you, that is a creating problem, right? So you should be very careful. That's why the database will try to create a new thread for each and every request. If it starts to create new thread for each and every request, what happen is that there's some concept of thread pool. Thread pool will get exhausted in the database server. So which will make the both operating system as well as database server to perform very poorly. So here, instead of creating connection multiple time, after processing all the 891 records, I'm just calling my, what is it called? The bulk method, which will index data at a single extent. That is what happening here. Clear?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Perfect. And let me show you another variant of the same program. You just see the same flavor. Can you, there's something called bulk size, okay? I'll just configure the bulk size equal to 500. Can you understand what is happening now on this method? Can
After
you see this? You able to understand that, right?
yeah, after appending it, so you are checking that size,
Yeah. It's not the size, it's the number of records.
number of records.
I'm
Yeah,
talking the line one by one, right?
yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear me, Vinod, right?
Yes, yes.
Let me just give you the brief idea over here. So for example, I now have like 891 record. I can index at the single stretch itself. What if I have like millions of document? Can I send like millions of requests to my database server? Will my server can handle that much amount of load?
No, I think it's better to send it in chunks.
Yeah, the chunk or the batch. The other name for the chunk is the batch. So what I defined here is I said that for every chunk or batch size of 500, you try to index the data. This is another data what I have with me. I'll just show you another data set with what I have. I also sent the same data set with you. I'm just opening this file. Yeah. So in this file, it has like around like 6,000 record. I can't insert 6,000 record single moment. So what I'm trying to do is at every whenever the size of the array gets filled up to 500, I'm just calling the bulk index operation, which will make sure that it will get indexed into the system. Clear, right?
Yeah.
So it will try to index. I'm just calling the bulk action. The bulk action will try to index data into system. That's what happens over here. Nothing much. If I try to execute this program and show you Python 3. See, for every 500 record is been indexing into the system. If you count number of 500, you just get the approximately 6,000 odd entries to get the job done. Hope you are clear, right? What happens here? Vinod. If you just go through this example once, you try to understand the program logic one by one and try to execute this program. So it give you like a firm understanding how the system works. Clear, right?
Yeah, right. So once if I execute those programs, then I will get the idea and maybe I'll may face some issues so that I will
Yeah,
understand it.